Good morning and welcome to the Sticker Fest vlog. So if you watched last week's convention prep video, you will know we are in San Jose this weekend for Sticker Fest. It's an SJ made event. I've never done one of these events before, but I've heard really good things. So it's Saturday morning. We have to go get set up and do the show. So let's go. But first we have to get coffee. Doesn't usually take us 2 hours to set up, but we did it. Can't wait to see you. So the morning has been very rough. There was no Wi-Fi for like an hour and a half. Ryan went to try and find a hotspot and he couldn't. So I had to very stressfully take cash in his Venmo. It seems to be working now, but the vibes are still weird. The show is great. Everybody has been really awesome. And then there's also this point. So in the prep vlog, I used tables from home, but I rented the 6-foot table. Look at this, unaccounted for, like 1-inch gap. So we've had to put tote lids under the grids to keep it somewhat level. And that was Ryan's ingenious idea. He's good for so many things. It's really hot in here, so he had to buy some fans for us, but it was a literal lifesaver. So it is Saturday night and the show ended at 5. As you can see, we didn't get a lot of footage because the day was just shit, basically. The Wi-Fi issue was prominent throughout the day. The fix that I had for turning off the Wi-Fi and then turning it back on before each transaction worked for a while and then just stopped working. Like the Wi-Fi would not stay connected to my phone. They even gave us a secondary Wi-Fi that kept kicking me off, and I couldn't even send text messages from my phone. It was just a brick. So luckily, for the most part, Ryan was able to accept Venmo on his phone on my behalf. But then if the attendees were having trouble with any connectivity, then they couldn't send it. And if they didn't have cash, they couldn't do anything. So I think at like the last hour and a half, Ryan had to go outside of the building where it was fine, where he could get service easily. He had to download the Square app, so that he could accept card payments on his phone. And that seemed to have worked, but it was just such a headache, and it was really hot in there and just kind of overwhelming, but in a good way. Like, the day was amazing. Like, I'm a little bit mind blown, but both of us were off our game, and it was just really tough to get through. So we went and had dinner, which was kind of a mediocre dinner, which makes us sad because we like food a lot, and to have kind of a bummer meal after a bummer day was just the worst. So, but we went and got some drinks. I got this very interesting jasmine beer that I'm going to try, and he found a bottle of sake that he really likes. So we're just in the room. We took a shower to wash the day off, probably put on some bad hotel TV, and just try again tomorrow. Good morning. It is day 2. We had a better night's sleep, and I realized that when I was filming last night, I forgot to mention, I said that that yesterday was pretty crappy, but I forgot to mention that there were 2 amazing things that happened, and both of them involved meeting a couple of my YouTube subscribers. One of them was from Cynthia, who came by and brought so many snacks that we didn't know what to do with ourselves. And
thank you, Cynthia.
Yeah, thank you. You really saved us because we were very hungry and low caffeinated. But she wrote me a sweet letter that she had been around my channel since there were 20 subscribers. So that was super awesome. And then from Tina, who brought over this super cute, I'll have to show a clip of it, this adorable drawing of me and Periwinkle. And I just oh my God, it made the whole day.
Adorable.
Very adorable. So thank you guys so much for stopping by. I know how scary it can be to approach people who you admire on the internet. There's definitely a good handful of artists at Stickerfest who I've known or are mutuals with on social media for a while, and I'm so shy to go up to them. So I applaud your bravery, and I love hearing from you guys when I'm at events that you'll be at too. So anyway, we're gonna go get a nice breakfast and go do day 2, and I really hope that it goes better today.
Look at all the people. That wasn't even the longest the line was yesterday.
I know, it's only 10:30.
All the way down yesterday.
Day 2, let's see what we're sold out of. So we sold the last pink Halloween tote. We sold the last frog tote. Selling lots of boys, lots of sticker books. Selling washi tapes and lots of stickers. I have to check my footage because there is a sticker sheet design that's sold out and I don't remember which one it is. But I did have to scoot some stuff around, so come out and see us. We have been gifted more snacks from Cynthia. I'm already eating one. Thank you so much for coming back by. the last 5 minutes of the show. It's so hot. The last step. We're all packed up. Thank you, Sticker Fest. All right, welcome to the part of the video that I like to call con analysis, even though this is the first time I'm ever calling it that. If you're new to these videos, at the end of each Artist Alley vlog, I like to sit down and talk about how the show went, some pros and cons if I find any, if it's a new show especially, and I like to share a pie chart of percentages of profits versus expenses that it cost me to be at the show. Now, those percentages, again, are in percentages and not in actual dollar amounts, but I do offer a breakdown in actual dollar amounts to my patrons for $5 and above. So feel free to check that out if that's something that interests you. But otherwise, I go over pretty much everything else in this video. So I'm gonna reference, and I have already referenced in the vlog, the prep vlog for this show, which was out last week. So be sure to watch that if you haven't, because there's a lot of things in there that were important to this video. And one of those things was, as I pointed out, the difference in table height. That was a new issue for us. And I'm so thankful that Ryan can think quick on his feet, because I don't think I would have considered using the tote lids to balance that out, because I was already in panic mode. I had also mentioned in the previous vlog that while I was prepping for this show, I was fighting against my own energy levels to get stuff done. And it had just been an off week for myself and apparently Ryan, because there were so many things that we usually do or are prepared for each event that we just weren't for this time. And like, it's not like we've taken a long break from events. Like the last one we did was Anime Riverside in May, about a month ago. So like, we forgot to get a jug of water, and he didn't bring his backpack, and I don't remember why he said he didn't think he would need it, but he uses it to carry like all of our charging bricks and other stuff to the event, so that we're not just like carrying stuff in our arms. I think he forgot his charge adapter, which didn't end up being a problem, but it's something that we like to have just in case we can't make it to an actual Tesla charger. I almost forgot to get cash. Like, that was a whole thing, leaving Friday afternoon, getting cash for my cash box. I didn't pack a lunch. I'm trying to be really good about packing lunches for events, and like, I just totally didn't for this one. There was other things that I forgot, and I don't remember what they are now, but like, we were just so off our game. So off our game. And to be met with Wi-Fi issues and the heat in that room, it was just like a little bit traumatizing, if I'm being honest. Like, the crowds were great. Everyone I talked to was great. Our neighbors were great. Huge shout out, by the way, to Cindy from Sakura Dragon. She was our table neighbor, and on Sunday, I didn't mention this in the day 2 vlog, but like, there was no way we were connecting to Wi-Fi on Sunday. Like, we tried for a good 2 hours, I think, at the start of the show, and it just wouldn't take on either of our phones, so we were dead in the water, could only do cash. And she offered to let us use her hotspot and literally saved the day, so thank you so much. Lessons were learned. I now know that if I'm going to stop relying on events for suitable Wi-Fi to, you know, accept card payments, then I need to get my own pocket Wi-Fi situation, and that's one of the next things that I'm going to invest in. So other than those hiccups, everything else was great. San Jose is always amazing. Again, the turnout was amazing. There was a line to get in, I think, all day Saturday and most of the day Sunday. Like, the line that you saw in day 2, that was from day 2, like just shortly after opening. So it stretched all the way down. And it was a free to attend show, which is awesome because that means there's more money to be spent in the event with the vendors. I mean, we would definitely do another San Jose Made event again. The staff was kind. They were very accommodating. They did the best they could to help us with the Wi-Fi situation. They came around multiple times to check on everybody. They were passing out water, and in one situation where we didn't have the water jug, she was out of water bottles, but she brought a water jug that let me fill up my bottle, so it was awesome. I'm still mentally recovering from this show. Like, I was so thrown through a loop in a way that I haven't been in a long, long time. That being said, here's the pie chart. And I mentioned that we didn't pack our lunches, so I knew going in that it was going to be a more food expense heavy event, and the hotel we stayed in didn't have free breakfast, so I was buying us breakfast, lunch, and dinner. All things considered, the expenses weren't that bad as much as I thought they would be. There were a couple of miscellaneous things, like the table cost is an odd number this time because there was the table cost, and then I also rented the table and chairs and then brought our own extra table. And then I have an other charge because I wanted to give Cindy from Sakura Dragon a nice gift card as a thank you for using her Wi-Fi. And even though we had so many card issues, the card sales were 56% of the whole pie chart, so that's silly. But at least we were able to have them, and the Venmo that Ryan was doing for me is included in the card sales because it's digital. So, not too bad, San Jose. There is another San Jose Made event in August that I'm still tempted to do, but I've realized during this week that I'm actually burned out, and I think both of us kind of talked about it, are burned out on doing events. Ryan, for some reason, shockingly, really still wants to keep doing them. He wants me to be making money, which is great, but I told him, like, I can't. August, like, I've been doing an event at least once or twice, maybe 3 times in some situations, a month since February. February was my last month off from events, so I think August I need to have a break, let us recoup, and prepare mentally and inventorially for SAC Anime, because that's going to be a huge one, and I want to have stock for SAC Anime, but also get stuff in stock. That being said, our next event is next weekend at Stockton Con. This will be a show that we've done several times now, and one of our favorites. So you will get to see another Artist Alley prep vlog and then another Artist Alley vlog. Here's my Q3 schedule, by the way. So we are pretty busy. And after SAC Anime, I don't have anything on the books. So I'm not sure what the rest of the year is going to look like. There are a couple events I do want to apply for and just hope that I get in. Otherwise, it's going to rely heavily on shop sales and all of that. Which, by the way, since we are doing Midsummer Scream at the end of July, I have decided to push my next shop update from July to August. And that way you will have all of my Halloween merch early. Like, you will be able to shop it 2 months early before October. I will talk more about that as the time approaches, but other than that, I want to get on with the rest of my hopefully long weekend and get a little bit ahead. So thank you guys so much for watching, and be sure to tune in next week for another round of Artist Alley stuff, and I will see you then. Bye. And that's why I wish you the best.